250,000 armoured vehicles handed over for the price of a single dollar. Washington is offering Poland 250 surplus Strykers as the US draws down forces in Europe. An irresistible deal with complicated stakes. As Warsaw weighs costs, industry fears, and battlefield needs, one question looms. Is this a symbolic bargain, or the start of a major shift in NATO's armour landscape? The United States has offered to sell Poland 250 used Stryker armoured personnel carriers from the US Army units that are planned to be withdrawn from Europe for a symbolic $1. Breaking Defense reported the development, citing Polish Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz. Kosiniak-Kamysz stated that, according to the proposed plan, Stryker APCs currently in Europe will be transferred to Poland instead of being sent back to the United States after the reduction of the American contingent on the continent. The opportunity comes as the US restructures and scales back its military presence in Europe, freeing up hundreds of Strykers for potential transfer. Washington's Excess Defense Articles program allows surplus US military equipment to be given to allies at little or no cost. The Stryker M1126 infantry carrier vehicle belongs to an 8x8 family selected by the US Army for its ability to deploy a brigade within 96 hours to an external theatre. The vehicle carries 9 infantry soldiers in addition to its 2 crew members, with a rear compartment designed for rapid embarkation and disembarkation. Stryker vehicles have been widely exported over the last decade, notably to Colombia and Thailand, and more than 100 units have been delivered to Ukraine since 2023. Polish state news agency PAP reported on December 8th that the Defense Ministry is analysing the proposal and has instructed the Polish armed forces to inspect the vehicle's technical condition and assess their suitability for training and operational use. The General Staff of the Polish Armed Forces has already supported the idea of accepting this proposal, and the final decision is up to the Polish Ministry of National Defense. Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz said last week that Warsaw is ready to move once the remaining logistics are sorted out.
After a preliminary analysis, we agreed that the military will check their technical condition and assess their suitability for our armed forces, whether it is good material for training, for combat operations, and whether we need this type of equipment. I am open to a positive recommendation on the feasibility of using this weapon.
However, Militani noted that the agreement has obvious challenges. First, used Stryker APCs will need to be repaired and possibly modernised. In addition, a full system of technical support and training will need to be established, as these vehicles have not been used in the Polish army before. This could prove to be an expensive and time-consuming process, and outsourcing the work to foreign companies would further increase costs. Secondly, the deal could have an impact on Poland's defence industry at a time when the government is declaring the priority of local production in defence contracts. Presumably, Stryker will partially cover the needs of the ground forces that could be met by Rosomak BMPs, reducing the need for new domestic orders. Currently, the Army has more than 900 Rosomak infantry fighting vehicles, which are produced in Poland in an upgraded version with the ZSS W30 turret. In late November, the Polish Army received a new batch of these armoured vehicles. However, the minister said that the more weapons the Polish troops have, the better, and the price in this case is more than attractive. He also noted that mastering different types of equipment prepares the Polish military to interact with allies, some of whom also use Stryker. The Chief of the General Staff of the Polish Armed Forces, General Wisław Kukuła, also dismissed fears that the introduction of a new type of equipment would hinder the development of the Polish defence industry. In agreement with the United States, The next step will be a direct inspection of the technical condition. According to the General, if the security situation remains unchanged, the final decision should be made in the second half of 2026.